I'm gonna be ranking the Assassin's Creed box art from the mainline games from my least favorite to my favorite. But I always look forward to the box art before release. It always gives us a small glimpse into the world and what we could expect or what might not expect or be misled. I generally love it when the artist gets creative and tells a little story in a 300 by 300 paper cover. At number 14, we got Assassin's Creed Mirage. Bro, this is gotta be one of the laziest box art I've ever seen. It doesn't even give much of an impression. It's just a dude peeking over the corner, not really showing much art, not showing off anything. It just, if they were to tell me, would you buy this game just based on the box art? Hell no. So just look at the logo. This is the only game that has a plain white text. What makes it even more boring. This is the first and only game to do that. Can't really say much else about this because there aren't really many details. At number 13, we have the Assassin's Creed game that made $1 billion in revenue from cosmetics. The game where trophy hunters love to torture themselves and do grindy, boring tasks. Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Don't get me wrong, I love Vikings. I'm a big fan of them. I even have a tattoo based off of Viking design. The cold stance, so dual axis, Jesus, man, that's badass. But then when you look at the background doesn't do any justice to the savagery stance that this man is doing. I mean, if I would have made the box art, honestly, I would have put a village in the background getting burnt down, or a kingdom or a castle they're taking over. Something more interesting that'll complement the character. Because just water in the boat, yeah, bro, that ain't doing it for me. At number 12, we got Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I don't have much to say about this one besides that Ezio's cold stare and stance is what really stood out to me. It's kind of just like Valhalla. The background doesn't really do much justice to Ezio. I get it, this was the first iteration with multiplayer, so they had to put the multiplayer characters from what I remember. And due to that, the art does suffer in my eyes. In terms of Brotherhood, could have added some of Ezio's subordinates that he recruits with the same gowns as him, the same robe. That would have been badass. It would have added something cool, and it would have complemented Ezio. I'm just not a fan of all these random goofballs, especially these two dudes. They just look so out of place in this box. At number 11, Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I like the theme, I like what they were going for, but the execution just was not there. This looks a lot better in terms of making the main character look cool. I like what they were going for, the details in the color in some spots, random in others. But besides that, there's nothing much else I can say besides the chick that's just standing right there. She looks cool as hell. But the 4 random NPCs just standing there don't do this justice, and it just doesn't really feel consistent in my eyes. Just thought it was mediocre. Okay, at number 10, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This one is majestic. I just wish they would have showed off the cities more instead of more water in the background. I get it, there's a lot of sailing, but I want to see the cities. If it's set in Greece, it's always best to show off the cities. Well, the main point of the main selling points, not just water. Water is going to be in every game. We know what water is. If we want to experience water, we go to the beach or go take a shower. But I will give it this: the most significant flex for me is a Spartan in the box art. It looks phenomenal as a whole. By himself, the lighting, the color, just how everything blends together, nothing really does feel out of place. They need to add something better for the backgrounds that complements the main character. Number 9, Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Another one, not as big as problems as the last 4, but still, it still proceeds here. Something about the Black Flag art does feel off to me. And also too, I'm just not a fan of Edward's assassin robe. It doesn't have any consistency. It just feels like the artist woke up and put everything together and called it a day. And then there isn't really enough action to complement Edward's cold stance. Sure, I see the dude right there laying down. There's like a small bat on the back, but it just feels minute. It doesn't feel like big or extravagant. He's just there aura farming. But I do give respects to the box art, and this is probably one of my favorite. At number 8, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Man, the gameplay in this game is boring, but it's all about the art today, so that doesn't matter. The art for me definitely killed it for the most part. I love that they tried something new. The crimson blood red looks badass with the MC's outfits just there standing out. Really complements them. The background looks like something is definitely happening. There's a war going on to give us a sort of an illusion that there's a battle. There is a missed opportunity here. On the sides, there's just nothing. They're just bamboos, and I mean, it's cool that there's swords and arrows kind of laying around and stuff. A little bit of detail, but they could have added some soldiers or maybe something else that they were battling. I just don't really like the bamboos just chilling there. It just feels empty on those sides. I wish they could have added more and made the box art a little bit more fuller. At number 7, Assassin's Creed Revelations. Revelations is an approach with something much more simple. Yes, it does definitely say a lot. Ezio is a lot more mature. He's a lot more older. And just even look at him. He's not even smiling. He's just all serious. And going in, you know this is his final arc. This is the end of his story. What's really the eye candy here is Altair in the back. Just looming behind Ezio, kind of blurry with the blue and the white. It makes you linger and ask questions and really feel connected to the game and the protagonist. Plus, this has to be one of the best, if not the best, Assassin's Creed robe I've ever seen. The color seriously matches Ezio going out with style and a bang. At number 6, Assassin's Creed Unity. Unity, for the most part, is done properly when it comes to a group design. It does show off the civil war happening in France, the bloodshed, being at the forefront with his friends or his homies. What makes this art go even harder is the resin of fire at the bottom, which suggests to me that these men are fearlessly destroying everybody and killing anybody. I love how their fucking weapons even emit some kind of light, which complements the fire resin at the bottom and makes it look even more badass. My downside though is the robe colors feel off. One is bluish, which is cool. I love that one. That was my favorite. That's the one that stood out. But then there's the other 3 that are like white, pale, beige-ish, that kind of feel out of place and don't really do any sort of justice to the design itself. It just kind of hurts it. I think maybe if they would have done like some red, some other dark colors. And thrown at number 5, Assassin's Creed Origins. This is what I wanted from Valhalla and Odyssey in terms of background in the city, showing off what we're supposed to do. Again, I don't care much for the water, but what it did like no other is put the city at the forefront. The gold, it looks phenomenal. The light is clear, beautiful, and complements the whole design. It's crazy how much detail it has when you really look at it, especially at the entrance of the city. And don't even get me started on the pyramid. Just look at that, looks so badass. It looks like it's covering the moon, or it's another planet itself. If it weren't for the water, this design would probably be higher on the list. Assassin's Creed 2. Man, every time I see this cover though, I get a bone-chilling nostalgia. It's super simple. It's top tier when it comes to showing its colors, lighting, and the main protagonist. I mean, just look at it. Ezio smiling. He said, "We're about to have fun getting this revenge on the people that murdered my father." Don't even get me started on his gear. It's super simple yet fucking sleek. The one-sided robe on the right, that just gives him so much more points. The red belt followed by the red lines just plays the theme song in my head at the starting when he's born. Out of the background, it does justice. It just feels like he zoomed past the guards and slaughtered them. At number 3, we got Assassin's Creed 1, the OG. I'll be transparent, I've never actually played Assassin's Creed 1, but just something about the cover sparks something and it gets me going. It's not as badass as Assassin's Creed 2, but it's a mystery and a design with a lot of aura mixed inside. Like Altair is telling us, these boys are never gonna catch us. It's gritty with its 3 to 4 colored scheme. They're so damn well placed and added. It feels smooth to the bone. Altair's white and gray robe with the glimmering knife, the background featuring what looks like civilians in like this nice blue color, is a top tier combination with the MC model complementing it perfectly. I love it. This is honestly a perfect example of sometimes simplicity is the best. At number 2, Assassin's Creed Rogue. I just found out this was a mainline game. It actually has 2 covers, one for the regular, one for the remaster, but I went with the original. And I've never actually played this game either, which I regret. Man, I can't tell you how badass the composition is in this design. For one, the red stands out like crazy. Mixing the blues and the cool colors so fantastically together. I love how it uses whites and snow to add an edge to the whole design. Just look at the background with the mountains and the boat. It tells you like, man, this guy's not someone you should be messing with. He's the real deal. Finally, bro is pulling up to fight to what it seems 2 other assassins walking slowly towards them and menacingly. I don't know if I should be scared of the 2 assassins or the other dude? Is this dude on my side or on the other side? This honestly has to be a template on how to put your main character at the forefront, how to make the background complement the main character. I'm looking at you, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Odyssey, and Brotherhood. And at the top of the list, at number 1, we have Assassin's Creed 3. This is the epitome of badass box art mixed with the illusion of action happening in front. Just look at our main character. He has a soldier pinned down by the neck, about to smack him in that spot with the tomahawk. Just look at the explosions. I feel the explosions hitting. The American Revolution is at its peak, mixed with Assassin's Creed battling in the snow. Our MC has one of the best robes. You can only see a portion of it, but my god, the details on the leather is eye-catching on his right arm. Every single detail put in this cover was pure love and passion. And then the Roman numeral 3 is the icing on the cake. I don't know what it is, but snow and Assassin's Creed mix like wings and ranch. This is the best example of using every single spot of composition, not missing a single beat, and using every single little ounce of space and color to create the most excellent Assassin's Creed box art of all time. Ubisoft, please bring these talented artists back. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, reach out through messages or comment, recommend me, tell me ideas what I should do next. I'm usually doing top 10s, gaming reviews, and more other thematical lists like this. So let me know what game you would like me to review, if there's another top 10.